Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. I feel like we really need to talk. It's really, really important that this happens, and so I'm going to basically just sit down today and chat to you guys about what the hell is going on. Because I haven't uploaded for a few days, and yes, it's only been like 3 or 4 days or something, so it hasn't been long by any means, but I owe you all an explanation, and I want to keep you guys in the loop. One of the main things that's making video production really difficult for me right now is that my right ear kind of isn't working. Now, I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty details because it's boring, but what I will say is that it is working. Like, I can still hear out of the ear, but I can only hear what I am saying. So it's like when you're in your Windows sound settings on your computer and you click listen to this device, but you've only got it in one ear. So everything I say I can hear really loudly in this ear, and this ear is just normal. And it makes talking and it makes saying words normally and stuff really hard. And so making commentaries and doing that sort of thing is just really difficult right now. And so that's why there are going to be a load of jump cuts in this video, because I keep messing up because of my damn ear, and it's giving me headaches and stuff, and it's just making it really, really hard. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is that I am just about to be entering what I'm referring to now. I am coining the phrase of the 50 days of hell. What I mean by that is that between now and just before the start of February, I am going to need to pretty much be in the library every single day, putting absolute shifts in, studying to make sure I do decently in my January exams. Now, the way it works in the UK, if you're doing a Bachelor's of Science, for example, I'm doing physics at the University of Bristol, is that your exams will be in the middle of January. Not at the end of December, not mid-December, not start of December. They're not before Christmas. And so what you have to do is learn content all the way up until normally around the 16th to 18th of December, and then study your absolute nuts off until your exam, which will be on like January 11th is my first one, and January 18th is my second. So we don't really get a Christmas break. We just have to study in that time, which sucks. And it's even worse for me because I've been putting a lot of focus, certainly at the start of this term, on Zombies in Spaceland and on making videos. And so I've had a lot less time than absolutely everyone else on my course to put time into learning the content and really understanding it. And so I, right now, am very behind. And it was the exact same last year, and last year I still managed to get a first, which is basically like the top mark you can get or whatever, because what I did last year is I crammed like crazy. This is just the way I've always worked. I leave it until literally like a week before the exam or something, and then I just go ballistic and zone in. This year, though, I can't do that. I can't just spend like 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks working on the content. It has to be 50 days. It has to be this 2 months from now until the exams, until they're completely finished, until my computing assignment is done, which is due on, I think, the 3rd of February. Until then, I cannot relax. I have to be making strides into understanding and learning the content of my physics course, of the quantum lectures we've been doing, of the maths lectures, of the vector calculus, of all of the probability and statistics and lab work we've got as well. We've got 4 more reports to do, and we've got this programming assignment which I really need to make a dent into, and it's just all stacking up right now, and so this is going to be the most disgusting 50 days of my life. Like last January, for those of you that don't remember, that was just before Horizon came out, I got into a really rough patch. It was like January 5th or something, and I hadn't really started working. I didn't really realize that I needed to be doing stuff in advance, and so I left it extremely last minute. I got really down, and my videos at that point were really scarce. It was like every 4 days or something I was uploading. But what I did is I basically sat myself down and I said, okay, Milo, you've got yourself in this situation. You can either work your ass off now to do as best as you can, or you can just straight up fail. And what I did is I basically set myself out a regime. I got myself down in the study room at 10 a.m. every day. I left the study room at 9 p.m. every day. And I basically did that for pretty much the entire month of January. And it was really, really horrible. And there's definitely many better ways to do things. That is not the ultimate way to get your studying done by any means, but it's what I did. And I got it done. And I succeeded. And I smashed those exams. I did really well. And I need to do that again this year, but it's going to take longer. And so all of December, basically, and all of January is going to be taken by me just trying my best to learn the content and to do well in these tests. They're really important. They count towards the end of my degree. I can't basically get through the summer exams if I do badly in these ones, pretty much. And so it's pretty much life or death. I've got to do it. Now that brings me on to another topic. A couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago now, I made a video saying, hardest decision of my life. Do I stay in uni or do I drop out of uni and pursue YouTube full-time and go down the entrepreneurial path? I stuck with uni. I'm sticking with uni. That's the decision that I have made. If January goes extremely poorly and I fail the exams or something, then I would probably drop out and just try and sort of change career path a bit, because I feel like if I fail January, that's basically the only chance I have at doing this. Like, you've got one shot and that's it. And if I fail it, then there's not really anything else that I can do. But I'm sticking with the uni for now with absolutely all of my heart and soul. And I just want to make clear that I am so thankful for all of you guys that were in the comments of that video, sending me messages on Twitter or emailing my manager or whatever it might have been. I'm so glad that you guys were so supportive of me in that little period of time, because I was really being pulled in two directions. I really didn't know what to do. Every single day, I was just sitting down going, oh my God, I should be dropping out right now. But then a little voice in my head would go, no, you shouldn't be. What are you doing? You should be sticking with the degree, man. And it was really tumultuous. And it ended up, I think, being the right decision to stay, I reckon. I really love my course. Just doing physics, especially at this level, is so enjoyable for me. And the mental workout is... there's just nothing better. There really is just nothing better. It's so damn enjoyable right now, but it's also extremely hard. So like I said, have to put a lot of time into it. Another reason I'm not uploading much is that, obviously, as pretty much every big YouTuber has said right now, YouTube is completely balked. People are losing subs when they upload. People are seeing that their views have sort of cut in half over the last few weeks. People are seeing all sorts of ridiculous stuff going on. The YouTube trending tab is full of crap. It's getting filled with paid deals that aren't being disclosed. It's got all sorts of crazy stuff going on, and it's really bad. The YouTube algorithm has changed so that it's favoring certain types of content that it wasn't favoring before, and that content that it's favoring is basically just veritable garbage. There's no merit to it whatsoever, and the content that was there before that was doing decently is now basically being submerged underneath all of this other stuff. So that's a negative thing, of course. I might do a separate video on this. I don't want to go into it too much right now because I have my own kind of slant and angle on what I think is going on and where it might lead in the future, but I don't want to cram that into this video because this video is going to be long enough as it is. So I'll just say that YouTube is in a really weird spot right now. A lot of my subscribers, you wonderful people, are not getting notified of all my videos. You might be seeing some videos but not others. You might be being unsubscribed from me because YouTube's been doing that. There have been all sorts of problems, just a myriad of issue after issue after issue after issue. And the thing that's really worrying is that YouTube says there isn't a problem. And I don't really understand how they can get away with that, honestly. I mean, it's going to get to a point one day, I hope at least, when a competitor comes along. Maybe it'll be Amazon Video, maybe it'll be Twitch, I don't know. Actually, they're one and the same thing. So maybe it will be Twitch and Amazon, holy moly. Someone is going to come along and kick Google out of the top spot of video creation. Heck, there's a load of video being made on Facebook right now and Twitter. Like, there are other sites that are investing in that area, and I just think it's a matter of time before YouTube basically gets its ass handed to it, because it's just not doing a good job. And it hasn't been doing a good job for years. And so hopefully someone can come along and show YouTube who's boss so that YouTube gets its act together and can basically fix up, look sharp, and start working as we all want it to and as intended. That would be amazing. But anyway, that's a sidetrack. I just wanted to say that YouTube is in a bit of a weird place right now, and as such, as a creator, that means that I am much less motivated to be making content. Because during the summer, for example, if I spent 100 hours on a video, which happened every now and then I'd be like, okay, I really want this to do well. I really need it to publish to subboxes fine. I really need my viewers to see it so they can enjoy this massive amount of work that I've just done. And if I did that now, I would be really worried that what would happen is only half of my subs would see it in their subboxes. It probably wouldn't publish to subboxes until later than I intended because it wouldn't process properly. There might be like an audio glitch or something in the video. It might get buried in suggested videos because some other YouTubers made some stupid clickbait that has basically just surfaced above everything else. Like, there are so many issues right now that I am worried about, and as a creator, as a creative, it's really demotivational to see basically your prospects for something halve or less, despite the fact that what you're doing hasn't changed at all. It's just that the actual medium itself is less malleable now. There is less that you can do on the site because only certain types of content work. That sort of might sound like an over-exaggeration, but it's the way a lot of us are feeling. And certainly for myself, I've got so little time to be spending on video creation right now, I don't really want to sit down and spend ages working on a project and using all my free time outside of my uni studies only to have it flop because YouTube is broken. It would be the worst feeling in the world, I want to avoid it at all costs, and so that's another reason why uploads have been slow recently. Yet, another reason is that, to be honest, Zombies in Spaceland ended up being pretty much exactly where I expected it to be in terms of hype and stuff like that. So at CoD XP 2016, I got to play Infinite Warfare Zombies for the first time alongside a bunch of other Zombies YouTubers. So all your favorite Zombies YouTubers were there, and absolutely all of them came away going, oh, you know what? That was pretty good. Like, I actually liked that. I think that that's going to do really well. Like, they're going in a good direction. And I was the only person there that was just like, bruh, oh dear. Oh dear. And the reasons for my worries were that the story seemed completely uninteresting. It didn't seem like they were doing any work in that avenue of making it mysterious and complex and exciting, and there was no real hook to the story. In the same way that Treyarch, straight away, from day one, Verrückt, day 2, Shino Numa, these maps are so mysterious. There's so much intrigue in those maps. And you get to Zombies in Spaceland and it's just like, okay, I don't really care. It's just a bit meh. Like, I think one of the problems is that, actually, no, I'm not going to go into this too much right now. I mean, okay, this summarizes it quite nicely, right? I listened to absolutely all of the Willard Wyler quotes the other day. I got really inspired. I was like, this is the day. I've got a couple of hours free. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to listen to a load of quotes. I'm going to transcribe them all. I'm going to do all the work that I normally do in trying to learn the story of the game. I was going in-game and looking at all the images on the walls and doing all sorts of stuff, all right? And I got about 30 minutes into that process of listening to quotes. I transcribed all of Wyler's stuff. I transcribed some of the Jock as well. And I just got up and I left my room and I just went for a walk because I was just uninterested. There's no reason to care about the story right now. And it's tough. It's a really awkward position for me to be in because on the one hand, I really should be like, yeah, we should be getting people interested in the story and excited by the story and stuff like that so that Lee Ross can weave the tale that he has created with his team and with Brian Bright and they can really execute the idea that they have right now. But on the other hand, I'm just like, I'm finding it so difficult to care about this mode. I'm finding it so hard, and I am trying so hard, but it's just not really working right now. And I think that there are a lot of reasons for that, and I'll have some videos up as soon as I have time talking about feedback that you guys have given for Infinite Warfare Zombies about what you think needs to be changed, what I think needs to be changed, what other Zombies YouTubers think needs to be changed, and generally how we can kind of steer this in a direction that gets people more hyped for the game. Because let's face it, Infinite Warfare is selling nowhere near as well as a game like Black Ops 3, as far as I am aware, at least. And although their actual profits might be doing all right because of Modern Warfare Remastered bumping the price up, the actual base game itself is nowhere near as hyped as the last one was. And with that comes a drop in viewership, a drop in interest, and a drop generally in even like marketing budget from Activision, giving them money to promote the game. And so just across the board, really, there's a lot right now that is lacking. I think lacking is the word. And I'm trying to fight through it and I'm trying to find things to be interested in, but the problem is that Zombies in Spaceland just isn't really doing it for me right now. That said, Overwatch is doing it for me right now. Now, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record because I've said before that I'd be making Overwatch content and I never did it. And I'm sure you've heard, for example, Mr. T Lexify saying, I'm going to make Overwatch content, and he's gone and done it. And I've seen a bunch of other Zombies YouTubers saying that they really love Overwatch and they would love to make content there as well as their Zombies stuff, but they just feel kind of shoehorned into only doing Zombies. Now, Overwatch right now for me is the only game I'm really playing. I haven't touched Spaceland in a few weeks. I've been playing Overwatch pretty much in all of my time outside of uni work in the last week or so, because obviously Season 3 has started and it's really damn fun. This game is just really, really fun. I've been playing it since the beta. I played it for a huge amount of time during the beta, and then basically since launch as well, have been playing it a bunch, and the problem is, well, twofold. One is that Overwatch isn't zombies, and so a lot of people aren't really interested in it, and the other is that because Overwatch isn't zombies, a lot of people have this weird kind of reaction of going, oh, Overwatch? Wait, so not zombies? You're a traitor. You're quitting zombies forever. I knew you were going to do this. You're a scumbag. You're a money whore. You're just in it for the views, etc., etc. And I'm just here like, oh man, I'm just creatively stunted right now by zombies because there is not the freedom that I feel like I need in order to really make content I'm passionate about. But Overwatch is something I'm really enjoying. And it's tough because it's not something that I can really easily make content for because a lot of my content is story focused, right? It's me talking about the story of a game. And I could make Overwatch story videos, but I've been looking around on YouTube and I'm not sure if there's really that much interest in them. I'm not really sure. I've tried to do my own little bit of market research, but ultimately, I think what I would have to do is try it out, see how it did, and then maybe keep it up if it got sort of received okay, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, what I want to say about this is that Overwatch is really fun right now. I do want to make content on it, but just like zombies right now, I have so little time that I'm going to say this in this video. I'm like, yeah, Overwatch is great, but I'm not going to be able to make that much content on it until I have more time. So you might not necessarily see much content from me on that game in the coming 50 days of hell, but certainly at some point, those videos will happen because that's my game of the year and I really, really enjoy it. So yeah, I guess that's like a fairly complete list of a load of the things that are stopping me from or discouraging me from making videos right now. My ear is a really big part of it and it's ringing all the time and there's just nothing I can do and it's driving me insane. My uni work is just stacking up and up and up and the 50 days of hell are going to destroy me. So I'm sorry if I'm uploading less in the next 2 months or so. I am working as hard as I can. And when I say that, you know that that means I'm working damn hard because I've put, 7 years into this YouTube channel, and I'm not going to let 50 days of hell get in the way of me making at least some content for you guys and trying to entertain all of you. Now, the silver lining to this, I suppose, is that throughout December, I still have my giveaway going on, so you can win these headphones and a bunch of other stuff. I'll have the link to the tweet in the description down below, so you can go and retweet it in order to enter. But I just wanted to basically give you guys the heads up that I'm really doing as much as I can. And I know that that's frustrating to hear because you want content and you want to have stuff to consume, but ultimately there is a limit to how much I can physically do, and there's also a limit to how much can really be done with zombies right now because everyone is just making the same content, redoing Easter eggs, really, really dull-looking custom maps, a lot of clickbait, and I'm just like, I don't really want to do any of those things right now. I want to be making unique content, which is really hard to do in a time like this when unique content basically requires you to be actually passionate about the thing you're creating content for. And right now I'm just tired, I think. I'm exhausted from the last year of being so intense with Black Ops 3. I don't know. I'm just in a weird place right now and the 50 days of hell are upon me and it's going to be tough. So hopefully that is an acceptable video for you guys and some acceptable sentiments as to why the uploads have slowed down a little bit. I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm not quitting zombies. I'm still here. I'm just going through a rough patch. So let's get some pray for Milo in the comments section. I'm going to do my best, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you've enjoyed as well, because apparently that helps on YouTube now. You've got to get likes to get decent search results. Oh my god, it's terrible. Anyway, I've been MrRoflWaffles. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.